Welcome to the Bladtcast. Very excited and honored to be joined back on this platform by the one, the only Michael Shirley. Michael, how are you
Yeah,
today?
I'm good.
Uh,
I feel like we're just hanging out all week.
that's right. I know you're a part of Marvel Movie Talk on the Bladtcast YouTube channel, and we do a monthly show over on Geekscape called Geekscape Book Club. But it has been a while since you've been back on for the Bladtcast, or at least for a conversation designed for the Bladtcast. I sometimes repurpose stuff. Actually, we talked Peacemaker, so I guess it wasn't that long ago. But in any case,
Yeah.
I think that it seemed like a fun idea that obviously everybody is talking about probably the most important courtroom proceedings of the year 2022. And, it's everyone's a buzz about them. And of course, we're talking about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. I'm very specific about calling it the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, as I mentioned a few weeks ago, because if nothing else, billing still matters in Hollywood, and Amber Heard should never go before Johnny Depp. I mean, even if someone is on her side, in terms of box office gross, career achievements, as dubious as some of them are, Lone Ranger, even, you always have to put Johnny Depp first. Can we agree on that point? We don't have to. I just want to know if we can.
Uh, yeah, you never want to put Johnny in the corner.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I've never really thought of myself as a Johnny Depp fan. I'm more of just kind of like, yeah. He doesn't like take away or add anything to my life.
Well, I was a big 21 Jump Street fan, and when I was called upon by my country to choose between Johnny Depp and Richard Grieco, there was really no thinking twice. So I knew which side of that schism I was on. So I've been Team Depp for a while. And look,
Yeah.
that first Pirates movie's good. You can't say anything about the rest of them. I actually only ever saw the second one. And then I was like, I'm good after this. I didn't need to see any more.
I only
Uh,
saw two of them myself. I felt
yeah,
like it was just the same movie over and over again from
yeah.
like the trailers,
Like the
even
first
down
one,
to
I
the
was
bad guys.
surprised by. I didn't expect much of it, and it turned out to be a lot of fun. But I never needed more of that. He's in the first Nightmare on Elm Street, so that's his first role actually. So but boy, the last decade at least has been it's really like 15 years. I think if Lone Ranger came out when I think it did, it's been about 15 years where I'm like, I don't know. I've seen him perform because he plays guitar with the Hollywood Vampires with Alice Cooper,
You
Joe Perry.
haven't.
I've seen it a couple of times.
Really?
I saw it at the Roxy, the first show that they ever did. And actual guitar players will tell you that Johnny's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So but the little bit that I understand from this trial, and Michael
Oh.
is a self-appointed expert. My understanding from this trial is that neither one of them are particularly great people. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really think I like either of them very much.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she was just much shittier about, after the dust settled, than
What did you
she acted.
say?
The dust
No,
settled.
before
She
that.
was shittier. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
We'll get to
okay.
it. Don't worry. We'll get to it.
It was an Amber Alert.
That was the first Amber Alert. But, where she actively seemed determined to destroy his career and him because she wasn't happy with the way it went, basically.
Yeah.
So, and it's again, I don't think she's great. I don't think he's great. Look, if Disney now wants to put him in another Pirates, that's fine. I think that the only reason to keep Amber Heard out of future Aquaman movies is just because she's terrible. It has nothing to do with this, though. Absolutely nothing to do with this trial. But look, she's in Aquaman too because they shot it already. Don't think that she's not going to be in that movie, and don't think Ezra Miller's not going to be in that Flash movie. They don't replace
Yeah.
people after the movie.
I almost feel like he's a little more trouble for DC than she is right now.
Ezra Miller? Well, yeah, because
Oh,
he's
especially the latest
he's a
that's come
member of
out.
the Justice League. I mean, yeah, that you're building a franchise around him, but at the end of the day, you can't tell me she's really anything more than Aquaman's girlfriend.
You almost said franchise.
I did. It's the most delicious cheese ever. It's actually developed by Fran Drescher. It's called
I
Fran cheese. It's the nanny flavored.
I feel like the Justice League, that whole movie is just franchise.
It is a lot of Fran
It's a
cheese.
franchise.
So, Michael, I know you've been paying a lot of attention to this trial, which is now over.
I
So,
have.
and the end result is that Johnny Depp essentially won. He won $10 million, but she gets $2 million. So to me, that seems like he still wins.
Oh, yeah, it's just like knocking like her down to 8.
Yeah, right,
Basically.
exactly. Yeah, which I don't know. I guess she's hoping for Aquaman 3. I don't know that she's got $8 million laying around.
I wouldn't be hoping too hard.
So what was it about this? Like before it started, were you like, I'm all in, I'm ready, or did you start following it casually and get really caught up in it?
Oh, come on now, you're playing coy. The
Yes, I
only
am.
reason anybody gave this that initial look is the bed incident. Like,
Yes. Which on a past episode of the Bladtcast, my friend Tom Kelly coined the phrase "poop there it is." We're calling this the Amber Turdcast, and that is by
this what
request.
this is titled?
This episode is the Amber Turdcast.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I want to know how to reference it when I.
Yeah, and so basically, that was the one thing that I really knew about it, and was that the allegation that she shit in their bed, and she claimed that it was dog shit, but then whenever they would show a picture of it, they would pixel out the poop. So you don't really need to pixel out dog poop. So I'm assuming, I don't know, Michael, you have your sources. Have you seen the unaltered poop on the bed image?
Yes, I have seen the picture of the poop on the bed, and in the trial it goes down this weird like rabbit hole of how. Well, I don't know if you know if I'm going to be teaching you right now.
I'm here to learn. So
okay,
that's fine. Yeah.
So from her point of view, she says that Johnny's dog, who's like this really, really small dog, got into Johnny's weed stash when he was young and ate a bunch of it. And ever since then, the dog just kind of goes to the bathroom wherever he wants, whenever he wants. But he doesn't go to the bathroom in the bed. So she put him in the bed, and then the dog leaves behind fecal matter that is basically the size of his body. And she still stands by that it's this dog that's the culprit behind all this.
And you don't buy it?
No. No, I mean, everyone's saying, you can't take like a human size. Like, we're not talking about a husky here.
No.
We're talking about a little bitty like
schnauzer.
We need to like look up what this dog looks like and see if it looks like it would be guilty of doing that. I actually don't know what kind of dog it is, but I know it's a really small dog.
Right. That's what I had heard, that that poop could only be from a human. And I mean, bad enough right there. I mean, look, I think that you have a small segment of our population who, upon hearing that, probably immediately took Amber Heard's side and found her more attractive, because you have your scat enthusiasts out there who might have been like, all right, if this is what's going on in the bedroom, I'm in. But for the most part, even women who are predisposed to support a woman making these allegations. They're like, yeah, but man, she pooped in the bed, you know. And Cami Egan, one of our best friends, points out that it's horse shit. I don't know that it was that big, but you're absolutely right. And we appreciate Cami Egan popping in and sharing that with us. But so that was your way in. That actually came out in an earlier trial, right? That actually, or was that
this came out before there was any sort
and
of
by the way,
trial.
just a quick search. This is her holding their dog.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, for our visual listeners, I don't know what kind of. Oh yeah, because remember they had illegally brought dogs into Australia at one point, and they got in a lot of trouble for that, and that's one of those dogs. So
yeah, there's a lot of like you kind of just find out like. If you watch the trial, like watching it, it kind of unfolds like what shitty people they are.
Yeah. That's why I said it's like you can't really be, you can feel like Johnny Depp was wronged and be like, all right, it seems like justice was carried out here, but it's hard to really be supportive of either of them,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, and there's there's allegations of all sorts of things. What were some of the interesting things that obviously we could easily do 60 minutes on the poop in the bed, but
yeah,
we have already spent time in this episode and a whole Bladtcast really focused on that in the past. So what are some of the other things that you learned or just moments that really stood out for you, Michael?
Well, I've been interested ever since I saw the story on TMZ before it was all like in court and everything about this whole bed, whatever, shitgate or whatever. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, shitgate. Yeah.
But
Fecal palooza.
I knew that the trial was gonna be really good when she started wearing the same clothes by the same designers he was wearing the day after. Like he would wear a Gucci suit with a tie that had a B on it. The next day she'd be wearing like same color Gucci suit, different Gucci tie with like a B pin on it. It was just like, I was like, oh, she's like Evan Rachel Wooding this guy. Like she's trying to like intimidate him.
Right.
That's when I knew it was going to be good. And that kind of went on for a few days. And eventually, I think once it made its round on the media, circuit, I think her attorneys or whoever, I don't even know if she has a PR person anymore. But
well, she did at one point because she fired her PR person. But by the time she fired her PR person, so much bad stuff had come out about her where you're like, you had a PR person? And this is the coverage that everyone is focused on. I actually didn't know that about her dressing like him the day after. And, I mean, that is next level. I mean, that's essentially, I don't know, like single white female level stuff. I know it's an old movie, but
I've seen it.
Of course, come on.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Bridget Fonda is an underappreciated gem in the Hollywood community, or at least she was 30 years.
Oh, I think the other one's an underappreciated gem. What's her name? Oh, God.
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
She
is more appreciated than Bridget Fonda, though. I would think.
Yeah.
From Fast Times at Ridgemont High onward.
Yeah.
But so, yeah. So, and I think they're both better they'd both be better in Aquaman than Amber Heard.
I think Jennifer Jason Leigh would be a much better Mira.
Totally. She'd probably be a good Aquaman as well. Who am I to say?
I've got a great picture right here. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna
Can you share? You have the share button on your screen?
Yeah, I do.
Then go ahead.
Let's do this. Yeah, I've got a great picture of Amber taking Johnny's outfit and wearing it.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I could start doing that from Wednesday to Wednesday. You wear something on Marvel Movie Talk, and then I'll wear basically the same thing the following Wednesday. I don't think I have the wardrobe budget for that, but I would give it a try, for sure. It'd be very easy if you wear the Bladtcast t-shirt, which you're so kind to sport somewhat regularly.
Yeah, I did wear it the other day.
Come on, it's a great shirt.
Here we go. Sorry, I'm
okay.
So
you have it up there. Do you can add it to the stream, or do you need me to do it? Here, I got it.
There we go.
So these are just some examples of.
Well, I don't know about all of them, but the one on the right, the big one, you can see that Gucci one I was saying just a little bit ago. And that's him one day, and that is her the very next day.
And honestly, I mean, this was a big staple, no pun intended, for In Touch magazine. Who wore it better? Him. Like, absolutely him. That doesn't.
Yeah, that's even wearing her.
Yeah, it's absolutely wearing her. I mean, look, there's another picture there, sort of in the middle. She looks great, but yeah. So for our audio listeners, you'll just have to just look up images. But you can always find the video version of this on the Bladtcast YouTube channel. So just go ahead and jump to about the 16-minute mark if you want to see it. But yeah, I don't know. I did like something else that you showed to me, which we can talk about some of the lawyers, I think.
Oh, my God.
But let me get rid of that, though, because...
Yeah, man, the lawyers and the witnesses really, really kind of made this case for me. My favorite.
I mean, I think that's such a huge part of any of these big trials. I mean, obviously a much more consequential crime being accused, but how much of conversation about the OJ trial was about the lawyers? And the answer is a lot of it. I mean, that Ryan Murphy show definitely spent a lot of time with them. So for our audio listeners, we've shared a meme that says Amber Heard's expert witness says he watched the pirate movies to judge Johnny Depp's behavior.
Yeah.
And like a good lawyer, Johnny Depp's defense weighed in on this. So let's listen to that.
Let me ask you about pirates, though. You compared pirates to the to the depositions given in this case.
Then I apologize for what I said. Then I misspoke.
You misspoke? You didn't make the comparison?
Right now, just a second ago? Just a second ago, I may have said that I misspoke. I apologize. I misspoke.
Okay. Because you can't compare pirates to sworn testimony, right?
Yes.
Okay. But Willy Wonka doesn't matter to you? You see him in that movie, Charlie and Chocolate Factory? Did you look at that one when you were comparing his processing speed?
Ugh, I hate people who do that.
Do I have to answer that question, Your Honor?
You have to answer questions. Yes, sir.
No, you'll be happy to know I didn't see Willy Wonka as a...
Let me ask you about pirate.
Yeah, I love that. He's like, and the judge, that's very, very see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
The judge, like, yes, you have to answer questions. Yeah, and a lot of times in high profile trials, and you see someone. So who exactly was that guy who was speaking, though? Is that
he was like an expert witness on like how Johnny Depp sucks.
Which, I mean, I paid $8 to see The Lone Ranger in 2007. I can be an expert.
You won't let it go.
I will not. No. I mean, look, I was offended that not only did he play a Native American, he played him in whiteface. So I think that he offended two segments of the movie going public. But I liked him in the movie of 21 Jump Street. He got me back. I like him and stuff. That's fine.
That brought you back.
Yeah, it brought me back. Yeah. So that was that's just a perfect example, though, and I love that it's from an Instagram account called Fuckboy Problems that you shared that. And let's be honest, fuckboys do have a lot of problems out there in the world. So I'm glad that they have somewhere to turn. In terms of, we referenced kind of Amber Heard's legal team. It seems like Johnny Depp's lawyer is doing a fairly basic job of just saying, like, you're comparing how he was in a movie. Obviously, that's not real life. I'm going to make you look stupid. Thank you for helping me make yourself look stupider. What were your thoughts of just the, I don't know who any of the counsel
antics.
was. Yeah, but a lot of the courtroom antics is a great way to summarize.
Yeah.
Do you think Judge Judy would have stood for a lot of these antics?
No. Well, I also think she would have been very much team Johnny's lawyers.
Okay.
I don't know how much team Johnny, but
Sure.
they conducted themselves, I feel like, really good lawyers. I feel like they did a really great job. They constantly made her look stupid and greedy. They constantly made all of their witnesses, like, look at that guy. They just ripped him apart.
Yeah.
Like, that guy looked like he was about to, like, shitgate himself, like, sitting there.
Yeah, there was almost mysteriously a giant dog turd in his underpants. So,
Yeah.
Yes, that's almost exactly what happened. Yeah.
And Johnny, he kind of took this whole thing almost like his next movie role. Like,
Yeah.
he really, really had a good time with her lawyer. Like, made him constantly look stupid. Just like, yes, you said that right. You heard that right. That would be a lot of cocaine, wouldn't it? Like it's just like he pretty much just kind of like thised the lawyer the whole time and would like smirk, and like the people in the court would laugh, and it was kind of a kangaroo court.
Yeah, and this court? These proceedings were held in Virginia, right?
Yes.
Why was that? Do you know that? Because I could try to look it up, but
yeah, I know why. The reason why was because I think, that's where the servers for the Washington Post were.
Oh, okay.
And they also knew that their laws on something about like domestic violence or something along that, or having to prove things, they knew that particular area was a lot easier to win.
Right.
And they also knew that was an area where people might be a little less familiar with, all the case. So I did think that was really interesting and that was on Johnny Depp's part. His lawyers were the ones that chose that. And I thought that was a really good move on their part to go out there. I know a lot of people thought it was weird, and I think some people were thinking, oh, well, this is going to be an empty courtroom, but they ended up having people like standing in line for like all night to get a ticket into this courtroom.
Oh, yeah. If you'd, if it had been driving distance for you, and you could have just gotten a standby ticket,
no,
you wouldn't have gone just to see her wear the same outfit he had worn yesterday.
No, man. Like, I'm not one of those people. Like, if the concert's being televised, I'm definitely not going.
You're just going to watch it on TV. Yeah, that's true. For people who don't know, Michael will, long before the pandemic, Michael would usually prefer to wait to be able to see a movie in the comfort of his own home. The only movie that I know you went out and saw, you went to a drive-in to see New Mutants because you felt like you needed to talk to me about it.
Well, it was like, what was it, 10 years in the making?
It felt like it for sure. Yeah.
It was, I couldn't not go see that. Like, if I had to have seen it in a theater, theaters weren't open then, just the drive-ins were open, I would have gone to a theater to see New Mutants.
Wow, you would have gone to a theater. Yeah.
Well, I never thought it was, I honestly got to a point for me when I left LA and it still hadn't come out. I thought, I don't know that this movie is going to come out because of the merger that Sony did with Marvel. I wasn't even confident that we were going to get it, that it might end up scrapped like Fantastic Four from, Roger Corman time, but
No, I know that. Yeah, the Roger Corman one. We've had a few swing and a misses at those, but yeah. And look, I want to get back to the Johnny Depp trial in a moment, but we're at this moment we're talking about something much more important, which is, of course, the New Mutants. And there are things that are important to Michael and I wanted to know before we get back to the trial. I did want to get your thoughts about a new variant cover that was announced today, and I don't know if you've seen it
today.
Yeah, I think it was announced earlier today. So this is New Mutants number 30. And it's from none other than Rob Liefeld, a very controversial choice for a variant cover. I know it's a little small on the screen.
No, I can see it.
Yeah. And my first thought about Rob Liefeld drawing this variant cover for New Mutants is that he has been a professional comic book artist for, I don't know, 30 plus, 35 almost years. And man, he still can't draw feet. Like, he just cannot draw feet. And you had the chance to put the New Mutants logo over Ileana's foot, and then everything would have probably been fine. Although you can see Danny's foot as well. And I don't know that it's a fitting tribute to the legacy of the New Mutants. That's what I'm getting at.
That's a really skinny looking Ileana.
Yeah, it's also the 40th. It's also the 40th anniversary. I forgot how old I was. So it's the 40th anniversary of the New Mutants. Yeah, and it's like it's got a couple of New Mutants characters, but mostly X-Men. So this is what people tuned in for. Where do you stand on Rob Liefeld?
I'm not. He's not anyone I follow at all.
Yeah,
no, he's not.
I always thought that his style was very derivative of Todd McFarlane, whose artwork I always liked. His writing was never really for me. But yeah, Liefeld, it was just like, okay, it's just you're trying to draw in that same style. And I've never really been blown away by it. And I'm just baffled by the fact that he can't draw feet.
I'm really not.
I don't want to let it go. What's that?
I'm really not tied to any like old school comic book artists, other than I think the oldest my loyalty goes back is probably J. Scott Campbell.
Right.
I enjoy Jim Lee. I think almost everyone kind of enjoys Jim Lee.
Yeah.
But I'm really enjoying all the new talent they're finding. They're finding some really, really great people now that are doing things with covers that are different, that are almost like, lifelike or sci-fi, like realistic, like people like Art Germ, like who. I don't know if you saw the New Mutants cover that just came out. It was like a 1 in 25 variant, and he drew Goblin Queen, full on Goblin Queen.
I did see that one. Yeah, the Madeline Pryor Goblin Queen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I was shocked that they put that on a Marvel cover because it's like she's pretty much almost naked, but it's just so fun. He's doing a lot of those covers, like Spider Gwen, like almost every book right now in the Marvel category has some Art Germ variant at some point. Right. But yeah, I'm getting more into these people that are taking it to like a different level. Like any of you that might have read Avengers Tech On, like the work in there by Chamba just totally changed my idea of what a comic book can actually look like. Like it's between like an anime, a comic book, and a TV show. It's just, I've never seen a comic book that is so different looking.
Well, I still live in the past, so
Yeah, you hang on to like all your old favorites from like.
Look, the fact that John Romita Jr. is drawing Amazing Spider-Man right now is exactly what I need in my life, so that's fine. But let's circle back to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Yeah,
because you referenced it a little bit in passing, and there's elements to the trial that we can easily make light of, but there are allegations of differing kinds of abuse. He alleges physical abuse.
Yeah,
and I believe she also did. What? Give me your understanding, because my understanding is really it kind of begins and ends with the poop in the bed. So from as you were paying attention to this, what
Yeah.
did you hear? And you can comment or not comment
Yeah.
on what you believed, but what did you hear either of them
Yeah.
say?
There, again, I think this all comes down to how poorly planned her law team was for this.
Mhm.
They talked a lot about him hitting her and her having to use makeup and talking about the rituals in which she would do it, and they bring out this compact. The brand, after they bring this compact out, the brand gets on their social media and was like, we did not make this compact at this time. So for me, initially you might think, okay, well, maybe they just pulled out a random compact. They didn't mean this exact compact.
Sure. It was
But
something like this, but this is the one I carry now. Okay.
they didn't get
Sure.
enough into it. But on the other hand, they get into how she mixed each color, because this is a compact of 4 colors, and how she mixed each color and how she applied it. So that means if she didn't have that exact compact, she found one with the exact color scheme. So it kind of throws all this doubt in there for me, especially because they went into such detail about how she would mix the greens with like the blues or pink or to get like her natural skin tone. And then they bring up, oh, you said this happened to you on this date. Here's a picture of you the next day at an award show. And they're like, your face isn't swollen, you don't look puffy. They do pretty much everything to discredit her. And she's like, well, it's the makeup. I'm really good at this makeup, because I was just beat up so much. I know how to cover all my bruises, and on different parts of my bodies, I had different ways of mixing colors to match certain skin tones, like your knees aren't the same color as your face. It's just like she had a way to make any bruise on her body magically disappear from the magic of Hollywood makeup. And I couldn't really get behind that.
Yeah, look, I think when somebody makes allegations like that, you want to come from a place of we should believe what they're saying, but then when the evidence doesn't support that, then you're just like, oh, she's alleging this because she is obviously, as what we did establish, is that she's determined to make him look bad. And, because she wasn't happy about the earlier proceedings. And, I think that I guess the evidence supported that. And, the idea of, I don't know. I mean, Johnny Depp never seemed like a big guy, and that does not mean that he couldn't be capable of abuse. The idea that she would hit him, certainly, and throw things at him in particular.
Oh, yeah.
I have no problem,
visualizing that. That seems really easy to visualize, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems very easy to visualize. And again, I'm not saying that any person can't hit another person. That doesn't mean that he's incapable of it. I immediately find it easy to believe, and I don't think it was disproven. And I think that that's the problem with the defense. That's the prosecution. I don't even know. Yeah, so he's the defense, right?
No, he's prosecuting.
He's the prosecution. So her defense involved things
well,
like
they both were suing each other, so it's
that's the problem. That's why I get confused. But things that were easily fact checked, like you said, you didn't have a bruise on this next day, like you said you did, and so that just eats into the believability of any of it. But the idea that she would throw things at him. And I heard years ago that he had like a $3,000 a week wine budget or something, that just the amount of wine that they drank. So again, I don't like either of them. I'll reiterate that. But
they showed a video, which was on the internet way before this court thing started, where she had set up her camera like leaning against something to record one of their fights. And it's basically her just trying to get him on tape. And you see him, he had like this, I know this because I remember seeing them in LA at the 99 cents only store. But he had these
Nice.
wine glasses that were, the canning jar glasses?
Yeah, sure.
So he had this canning jar wine glasses they used to sell at the 99 cents only store. So he pulls out this canning jar wine glass, fills it up like that Netflix show, The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window, where like you fill it up
Right.
all the way to the very top. And the whole while he's throwing stuff all over the kitchen. He's not throwing stuff at her, he's being really like, he's not happy with her. And then he sees that she's recording him and takes the phone and starts just screaming, and then the thing's over. So you kind of see his temperament.
Sure.
It's human nature to kind of suspect and form your own opinions, but none of us are really ever going to know except the two of them. But he seems like someone who loses his temper often, throws tantrums, breaks things, stuff like that. He doesn't come off to me as like someone that like jumps on top of you and starts strangling you, because you won't shut up.
Right. Yeah. Again, it goes back to two bad people that in some ways treated each other badly, and by no means do I think it's not possible that he was verbally, physically, emotionally abusive. She just didn't make the case that he was.
Yeah, I think he was. Without a doubt, 100% verbally abusive, emotionally abusive.
Which, there's different levels of celebrity anger. Do you think he's more Christian Bale or Mel Gibson?
I think he's beyond that. I think he's one of those people that has grown up in celebrity so long. What was he? Probably like what? 8, 9 when he probably started. So like his whole life he's been used to being treated like a god, like someone above reproach. And I think that's I think a lot about this case in regards to the Marilyn Manson case, because I find
and just for people to know, that's specifically Evan Rachel Wood filed suit against Marilyn Manson.
For big surprise abuse. I find I look at it kind of, this is maybe kind of a jaded way to look at it, but I think these type of people, they're used to getting everything they want. They're definitely like tortured geniuses, like people that are not like everyone else. Like when I read the story about, this woman, I don't think it was Evan Rachel Wood. I think it was another girl, about Marilyn Manson chasing her around the house, with a hatchet and like off of the property. And I'm like, well, what were you expecting? Like, were you expecting like some Brady Bunch scenario? Like,
I mean, I guess, but I think a lot of times you think somebody's public persona is, far removed from what they're like in private life. I mean, a good example would be a guy like Alice Cooper. Now he's in his 70s now, and his dad was a preacher. He's been married to the same woman for 45 years. Had a huge alcohol and drug problem, but since the mid 80s, he's been clean. And the guy started playing golf, so there can be, and that goes back to the guy on the stand is like, this isn't Captain Jack Sparrow sitting here. So, but still don't have to be shocked that, oh wait, Marilyn Manson really is kind of like what you would think he would be like.
I like that is an artist I have adored since late elementary school, believe it or not.
All right, we get it. You're younger than me. Move on.
But I will also tell you, and I've lived New York, Chicago, LA. plenty of opportunities. That is one artist I never, ever, ever was willing to go to the concert because, like, you get fucked up at that concert. What do you expect? You know, especially as I was, you know, younger, and that fear kind of carried with me. Like, I don't know, like, I don't want to get spit on. I don't want to get peed on. Like, I don't want to get in a fight with some crazy person in the crowd.
When you want to get peed on, there's so many other places to go. You don't need to go to
like
Marilyn
Jumbo's
Manson
Clown Room or something, like somewhere fun.
Jumbo's Clown Room. I don't know if it's still open. I don't know if it's okay. Good. Yeah. It's just Google it, everyone. It is a
it's not. Love got her start.
Yeah, it's not really a strip club though, because they have to wear pasties and they have to keep bottoms on, so it's like not fully nude. And a friend of mine told me that he wants, you know, for people who frequent gentlemen's establishments, a lot of times you'll flip dollar bills onto the stage. And a friend of mine told the tale once of guys throwing quarters on the stage.
Oh
yeah, sort of it's like that level. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I've done it. Like you're trying to hit their butt. No, I don't actually remember. Is it not topless?
I remember when I went. I haven't been there since 2003, 4, somewhere in that range. So I don't know if the rules changed or whatever, but it definitely was not when I went.
Yeah. But you know, for me, it's like this isn't an act. You know, I think there's a lot of Jack Sparrow and Johnny Depp. You know, he breaks into the accent, leaving the courtroom saying, "Oh, he comes out every once in a while." Like, it's just like, okay, you know, and I don't. I think
more like pieces of 8 million.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a clear line that Johnny Depp's probably a lot more of a normal person than Marilyn Manson, but I would assume Marilyn Manson is probably exactly what you would expect for him. So for me, it's like, that's a whole nother thing I can get into with Evan Rachel Wood. But I do see, like, on some level that these are similar. It's kind of like, what do you expect? But also, if someone's horrible and, you know, you would expect them to be like maybe an abusive person, is it okay? I guess not.
Yeah, I mean, in the Evan Rachel Wood thing, I mean, it's, you know, they got married, didn't they? I mean, and she was like 18 when she started seeing him. So she, you know, and you can choose to discount the idea that maybe she had been groomed by that.
That's what she said. Yeah,
that's what she says. But she's so young that even if he met her and she was, you know, 18 years and 1 month old, that's still so young. So having the bad judgment to wow, this is really exciting to hang out with Marilyn
absolutely
Manson. You know, you can understand.
Star,
yeah,
13, you know, of course he wanted to meet her and go out with her, but I mean, I'm trying to think of some, like, if Wendy O. Williams had asked you to be her boyfriend, wouldn't you probably say no?
or present day, or Wendy Williams, who hosts the talk show or used to host the talk show, her as well. Yes.
Both.
Yeah. Anyone named Wendy Williams.
Okay. Yeah.
But I know what I completely know what you're saying. It's like the surprise would be you meet Marilyn Manson and then at home he's just like a regular guy, and you know he and like, no, it's 100% an act, and then you're like, oh no, he is kind of like that. You know, I've heard enough. I haven't heard a ton of interviews with him over the years, but I've heard enough where you go like, it doesn't seem like it's totally an act.
No.
And I mean, look,
he probably doesn't wear lipstick to bed, but I think most everything else is probably.
But he might put it on as soon as he wakes up in the morning.
Yes.
You know. So
yeah.
Look, but so let's go ahead.
That case is a little dirtier though, because they found that Evan Rachel, what a weird name, Evan Rachel Wood, and her now girlfriend had literally like written, and they have pictures of these scripts that they had written out, cold calling people who had said Marilyn Manson had abused them, and like literally trying to get them to change stories and like what to say if someone says this.
Right.
And they'd like sent people like things. I don't know. I don't remember if it was like his record label or somebody he was in works with, like sent them like emails that the FBI was looking into him, like just literally trying to destroy his career and telling blatant lies, you know.
So you're saying that, just so that I understand, you're saying that Evan Rachel Wood and her now girlfriend were telling lies about Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, they were posing as federal agents,
Okay.
sending letters to people and calling people on the phone, trying to get them into their lawsuit.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, you know, and she did a documentary, which I haven't watched. I wasn't.
I didn't see it
interested
either.
in. There's stuff that I'm interested in watching, and then there's stuff like that. Look, it could be really well done. I don't know. I wasn't interested in the Woody Allen documentary either. You know, there's things I'm not interested in
she
seeing.
made the rounds on the talk shows.
Evan Rachel Wood does.
Yes, she did, and I watched every single one I could find, and I did not. It's like you know when you just look at someone, you're like, that person is a shit-eating liar, and it's like, I
have that experience every morning when I look in the mirror.
I couldn't. It's like she could tell me the sky was blue, and I wouldn't have wanted to believe it. Like,
nope, it's green.
It was like she's just dead, like a dead, like some actor playing inside. I don't know. They're actually throwing out a lot of her stuff against him because some of this stuff has come to light.
But
really
I feel like the damage has been done in terms of his career, because you know he was dropped by sort of everybody, and the only person his manager, his label, you know, in terms of his music
they
career,
dropped him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the only person he's been, I was just gonna say, the only person he's been spotted with is Kanye. So when your only friend is Kanye, that also might be a little bit of a red flag.
It's like when you're all social pariahs and you just gotta stick together.
It's the Hollywood Legion of Doom, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh look, Louis C.K.'s Skyping in. What's he got to say? And so the big takeaway from the Amber Heard trial was that it was somewhat entertaining to watch. Again, you know, this stakes, and Kame Egan has been sticking with us the whole time. She's like, that says it all right there. But this was really just sort of, you know, a libel suit basically. And Johnny Depp feels like he was victorious in this. Again, both shitty people. But what is your big takeaway from this trial that raged on for what seemed like a month, but it was really only a few weeks?
That's really complex for me.
Yeah.
I think she really, really screwed herself when she mentioned Kate Moss and saying, oh, I didn't want to get thrown down the stairs like Kate Moss. And then within a week, they have Kate Moss on the stand saying, he didn't push me down the stairs. He was a perfect gentleman. He helped me seek medical care. And then she shows up at his concert within a week.
Yeah. And when you know, and when you can get someone's ex as a character witness, you know, someone that has decided to not be a part of that person's life for whatever reason.
Hasn't like talked to that person in probably 20 years.
Yeah. But it's like, you know, then it's like, yeah, that's not right. And, you know, she probably didn't appreciate it. Like, why did you out of desperation drag me into this? No, he didn't throw me down the stairs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But for me, this was really kind of hard to watch because of the kind of like, I don't feel bad for the way things have turned out in the court proceedings for Amber. I think that she wrote that article for revenge and to up her career. I don't think she should have ever done that because, you know, we all found out she's probably abused him just as much or more, you know, than it did to her. So it was really kind of hard for me to see this like you know, even though I'm not attached to either one of them, I think she's like probably even a shittier person than him. But the mob mentality, the way people have like vilified her and just elevated him to maybe like pre-Pirates level fame. Like the way everyone is just like so pro Johnny is scary. So many women. I get the fans, but people just literally jumping on board. That's really scary to think about. I know what it's like to have your ex, you know, kind of turn on you in court and try to make you look like the aggressor when you're not. Like,
right.
So I definitely felt for that. And as a person that's been in a very violent relationship off and on for like 20 years, I mean, I'm still wearing what's not a cast, like a brace.
It's a brace, yeah.
From an incident from over a year ago with one of my exes, and we were in and out of court for months, and it was so hard that I almost wished we'd never done any of all that court stuff. It was at the end, I was not satisfied. I think he was probably satisfied. So watching kind of like this, the way they all just kind of ripped her apart is like really hard. Because I know, you know, for myself, like I am not an easy partner at all. Like I would probably want to beat the crap out of me too. But it's just like to see how hard they turned on her. Like when I was really just like, this is messed up, was when you see like all these like people like Paul McCartney like showing pictures, you know, it's like the most random like celebrities endorsing him. And you know, you hear her up on the stand crying, but we also have a clip of her crying and posing in court. She really did a whole awful job.
I will get to that in 1 second, but because of what I have ready to show right now is the strong meme game that
this is great. And this goes hand in hand with what I was talking about. This was
let me describe for our audio listeners. The left side is a photo of Michael Myers. It says, "How I grow up thinking bad people look."
No, read it the way it says.
Okay, so how I grew up thinking bad people look, Michael Myers.
No,
how bad people actually. Oh yeah, you're right. See, I'm just how I grew up thinking bad people look like, and that's Michael Myers. How bad people actually looks like. No wonder I'm having trouble reading it.
Yeah,
and it's a picture of Amber Heard.
Yeah. So I love this one so much because it even shows people in other countries who don't even have a good grasp of the English language, literally comparing her to like a multi-generational serial killer. And it's just, that's so messed up.
No, like, agreed, because
it's
like she's just shitty. He's also shitty. And I agree with what you were saying earlier in terms of like, okay, yeah, it seems like the evidence indicated that he should have the judgment in favor of him. But I definitely agree. It was like, you know, like earlier, different stages when people were able to still feel like they could say Bill Cosby was innocent. And people would say that, you know, Michael Jackson didn't do it. No, I'm just throwing it, you know, but there are times where people say that like these people are innocent. And you're like, what? You know, innocent of what? You know, so you know, and it's just like, that's you know, that's what the evidence was. But in terms of what you wanted to show earlier,
right?
I have to actually share it.
Oh, that's
first.
Okay.
No, it's all right. I'll let you see it. I want everybody, our video audience, to see it, and I guess you hear that. I need to actually mute it. So it's basically, she is, so it repeats itself. So she's wiping her nose, and then she sees her photographer's there. So she holds the tissue on her face just long enough to make sure that there's a good picture of her with the tissue on her face,
and looks at the
crying.
photographer with
She like looks at the photographer, and you see the flash, and it is one of the more manufactured moments that you'll see.
I mean, if you look at that really close, you can tell whoever did that paused it, I think, a little longer than she actually stopped to do it. But still, you see that goes in hand with another one. I've actually got that one up.
Okay, you get that one.
Yeah. She's just, the way she presented herself really didn't go hand in hand with the way she was acting. It was just, there's such a disconnect that I think that was really hard for like a lot of domestic abuse victims. Like, seeing that, it really just kind of discredits it. And here is, it says a quote, I'm not, because she says this, I'm not sitting in this court laughing. And then,
not sitting in this courtroom snickering. I'm not sitting in this courtroom laughing, smiling, and making snide jokes. I'm not. This is horrible.
And then it cuts to images of her laughing and snickering. And anytime you can use the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme is great for me. Yeah.
But it is like, honestly, Michelle Carter did a better job in court with her emotions than this girl. You would think if she was an actress, she would know she doesn't need to smile. She doesn't need to laugh. This is serious stuff. We're talking about multi-million dollars. I think she's the reason she lost.
Yeah. I think that the way that she presented herself did her no favors. And I do think you're right. I think that this is going to lead to a renaissance of Johnny, and Warner Brothers will figure out how they can spin Aquaman 2, but you might not see her again.
I think
it might be a little while.
In a Marvel movie.
You're gonna see Johnny Depp in a Marvel movie. Who would you like to see him play in a Marvel movie? Captain Jack Sparrow. And look. By the way, while you think about that, Cam Egan says you can guarantee your career is also done. And I mean,
she's
in terms of doing a new project, I think it's certainly going to be a while.
She's going to be working for Lifetime. No, I'm not even joking. She's going to be doing Lori Loughlin.
No, but she could be doing movies, in other countries and things like Kevin Spacey still works.
Yeah, she could go out to Dubai. They'd probably watch her.
Oh, they would love her in Dubai.
Yeah, they'd watch her there.
Yeah. And so sorry, you were saying you could see Johnny Depp joining the MCU.
Yeah, I think he has got a new renaissance coming. I think he's set. And that's what's so scary to me, is that like this verdict kind of like made everyone that was rallying behind him like automatically just believe, oh, he's not guilty. Like I'm sure he was a really shitty person. How many times he laid his hands on her, or if he ever did, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, and a trial like this just proves or disproves that a case against you is either true or not true. It doesn't prove that you're a good person. People are able to get off on technicalities. Sometimes the evidence just doesn't actually indicate something. And but I don't know. Look, I haven't seen a Johnny Depp movie in a while.
Me either.
But if he turns up in something that I'm going to see, I don't think I'm going to boycott it. Otherwise, I'm not going to not see Aquaman 2 because Amber Heard's in it.
I'm not going to not do anything because of Amber Heard.
Yeah,
she's not going to affect my I'm not going to let her sway anything.
And the case that I always use about somebody's public persona versus a private life, I always use the example of Tom Cruise. Because to me, he's such a good actor, because I see him in a movie, I forget him jumping up on the couch to Oprah
Yeah.
yelling about Katie Holmes. I forget about the leaked clips of him in the Scientology video, which I'm making no commentary on Scientology. All right. I'm saying nothing about it. I'm just saying I've seen him in a video and he looked crazy. That's all I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
not saying anything about the Church of Scientology. That's for other podcasts. I'm not interested. There are other times though where you see somebody's like, oh yeah, I kind of heard a lot of stuff about them. It's easier when
Mickey
somebody's like a
Rourke's kinda
musician
got
or a
that
comedian.
thing.
Like I could watch the new Louis C.K. Special because first of all, he kind of talks about it, and I was just like, I'm interested in seeing that. But playing him, like on his old show, he used to play a dad to like two younger girls. And then it's just like, oh, I don't know that I'm ready to see people act. But in general, it's there are times where you can get distracted by what people do. But all I know is a lot of people continued to go and see Woody Allen movies, myself included.
I
After
don't know why anyone would want
I
to see
mean,
one even before all this.
I was going to say
nasty
some of them have been good. I think Crimes and Misdemeanors is a good movie. I think Annie Hall's a good movie. But boy, if you want a case about why people shouldn't see Woody Allen movies, see one with Scarlett Johansson called Snoop. And
I have not seen that or heard of
yeah,
it even.
well, yeah, she's basically playing the Woody Allen character in it, and it's Scarlett Johansson. So that's kind of all you need to know.
Cool.
Anyway, Michael, I'm glad that we were able to navigate the waters of celebrity. I do want to let you go out on a high note. I know that there is a very public figure you are very happy for her very public court proceedings that happened last year. I'm talking, of course.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about her?
No, yeah, go ahead.
I feel like you're very happy for Britney Spears, so I want you to be able to
Yeah.
talk about the fact that her parents aren't trying to control her life anymore.
Yeah, she got married
Like yesterday.
Yeah. I worked for Britney for 3 years.
Yeah.
I was executive producer of her website. We started on the circus tour. I was very vocal during the Free Britney movement.
Yes.
I had a bunch of people wanting to interview me, New York Times, like pretty much everyone. And I really had mixed feelings about doing it. I didn't know if she would like it or not. So I did not do any of those things. I just continued to rally around her and try to get her followers, to like retweet things and be there. But yeah, man, it was really, really, really awesome when she won her conservatorship. I was worried she would never get out of it. And oh my God, I didn't know we were talking about this. So multi-layered for me. I have a lot of different.
No, that's why I'm just talking about it in the broad strokes.
Yeah.
Because I know that, and by the way, I don't know. I know very little about Britney Spears, but having worked with any kind of public figure, I think not talking about her was the right decision. I think that whether you ever have any communication with her the rest of your life, that is something I think that people would appreciate, is not being talked about. Sometimes they don't even want you to say how great someone is, because
I did background for people.
Yeah,
I told
that's
people
different,
things to get them to connect some dots that eventually I want to think helped some things. Because you guys would not believe it. Like, you just would not believe the way things went down and how messed up they truly were. I still, to this day, I was telling you, I don't know how something like that happens to someone so famous.
No, I don't. And I think that is why it was, I don't know, why it was fascinating. Makes it seem like, you're gawking at it in a way, but it was just like, how does that happen? How does it get to? And yeah, then that, was it Hulu had a documentary about her? I think that went a long way, because
that's the New York Times documentary.
So there was a lot of awareness about this going on with her, and then people actually asking like, why is that happening? And celebrities or public figures of any kind behaving erratically goes with the territory. Look, she never went full Amanda Bynes. So,
Well, no
fine.
comment.
I basically said that more because I wanted to slam Amanda Bynes. So,
Oh my God. If you see that girl's Instagram, it's so weird. She's like, hello, 10-4, I'm here. Goodbye. Like, it's just like, she's like some weird robot. Like, I had a sandwich for lunch today. Thought you all might like to know. Farewell. It's just so weird.
Well, Well, I wanted to give you a moment to celebrate Brittany, and we're going to end on a negative note, as we always do. Most shows we do. Cami Egan, my nephew was in the Navy, and he was going to rescue training, but couldn't get past the Top Gun crew. Tom Cruise told him to get out of the fucking way and off the base. So, Cami Egan, I can say that it would not be surprising that Tom Cruise acted shittily. I've heard actors in scenes with him talk about that. I'm sorry that, of course, your nephew is doing, something very selfless and serving his country, and, a multi-millionaire tells him to, get the fuck out of his way. So, go ahead.
Got a great, well, since we're on the topic of shit, I'm not going to say who did it, but I will tell you.
Was it Eric Connor? Was it Eric Connor?
No.
Oh, okay.
Within like a few months before Harvey Weinstein was taken to jail, there was someone who shit in his bed.
Wow.
When they were mad at him.
Right.
Multiple times.
Nice.
But I can't tell you who it was.
That's all right. We all know it was Bob. We all know it was Bob Weinstein. In any case, Michael, if people enjoy our back and forth, they can catch you and I as part of the panel that discusses Marvel movie talk Wednesdays, 11 a.m. Pacific.
I love that voice you just did.
Yeah, that's my big. No, that's my big boy. Sunday. And monthly over on Geekscape with the Geekscape Book Club. Our next entry will be the 1986. I think it's 1985. I don't know, 1986, 85.
86, yes.
It's 86. George Perez, Wonder Woman, because of the passing of the great George Perez. And then the month after that, we'll do some Thor to tie into Love and Thunder. So you can always find us in those places. But Michael, if people want to keep in touch with you, how do they best do that?
You can keep in touch with me on Twitter, where I'm saying all kinds of crazy stuff that'll make your hair stand up on your arms, or you can find just kind of see what my weird life looks like on Instagram at I Hate Michael Shirley. Did I say on Twitter, Mike? Wait, no. Twitter.
Well, no, I Hate Michael Shirley is Instagram.
Yeah.
And Twitter is Michael
X Shirley. I'm really hoping Elon buys Twitter and will allot more characters so that I can have I Hate Michael Shirley on.
How many more characters do you need? Just one or two?
I maxed them out with Michael X Shirley, so I need 4. I need hate. I need hate. I can only do I.
Did you ever think about doing H in the number 8? I hate Michael Shirley.
Well, then I'd have to redo like my Instagram.
Yeah. I see. You want the I mean, look, if we learned anything,
but it still wouldn't work because they could only get one letter.
Right, enough. Yep.
Yeah.
If we learned anything from our time at AfterBuzz, it was the importance of having your social media handles aligned. Having them be consistent. I learned many things, but that was probably right at the top of the AfterBuzz food pyramid.
Oh,
is that your Amber Alert? Somewhere, someone's bed has just been shit in, and that's why Michael's phone. It's like basically setting up the bat signal.
The whole show, just
so that you can do that.
Yeah.
As always, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ChristianDMZ. Please subscribe to the Bladtcast YouTube channel, BLADTCAST, or subscribe to the audio version on your preferred platform. This is Bladtcast episode 495. We're so close to episode 500. I'd love to have something big to announce. I don't have it just yet, but hopefully somewhere in the next few weeks, we'll have something big. And huge tip of the turd covered hat to Cami Egan. Good show, guys. Thanks for hanging in with us. We always love when Cami Egan hangs out with us. And,
repping Chicago for us, right?
Right, exactly. So that is all the time we have now, but we'll see you next time on the Bladtcast.